Story time. Hello everyone, this is Beauty by Brains, and today we are talking about Midnight Sun, the new Stephenie Meyer book and the latest installment in the Twilight Saga. So I wanted to create a new series that's called Books and Looks, where I discuss a book that I've read or just I've really loved, and I do a look based on the book. But I also want to do a little Books and Looks preview sesh because I think my book reviews, when I do the actual looks, are going to be spoilers. So sometimes people want to read the book or haven't read the book just yet. And so they want to, I don't want people to feel that they can't watch the video or feel completely left out of the series because they haven't read the book yet. So right now I'm actually currently reading Midnight Sun. I haven't even finished it yet. I'm not even close to finishing it. This is the top of the book. This is where I'm at. I just got to the part where he saves her from getting raped in Port Angeles. And if that's a spoiler for you, then I need you to go and read Twilight, honestly. You keep up. But yeah, so if you don't know, Midnight Sun is Twilight from Edward's perspective. And I will be the first one to gush about how much I love the Twilight series and the movies, and I will be also the first one to bash it, but we're not going to do that yet. Anyway, so for these sort of preview segments, I'm not going to do a look. I'm probably already going to have a look. If you've been watching my videos, you know where this look is from. But I did want to, I'm just going to explain, just give a little preview of the book, but I'm only going to do whatever is contained in the first 30 pages. I myself know that I'm right now trying to get a book published, and so the first thing they ask for is the first 30 pages of the book. So the idea is that if something is not mind-catching in the book and within the first 30 pages, your book probably won't do as well. I think that's the mentality behind it. Anybody in the publishing sphere, feel free to correct me. That being said, I will only be talking about the first 30 pages in Midnight Sun. I will not be mentioning anything else past that. The good thing about Midnight Sun is that it really is just it's really just Twilight from Edward's perspective. So I feel like that if you read Twilight, there's really nothing that you can spoil. But to be on the safe side, I'm just going to talk about the first 30 pages, just to give you a little taste of what it is. And then if you want, I'll do a full book review and a full look once I finish. So the 30th page actually is in the middle of the second chapter, which shows how long these chapters are. To give you an idea, I know some people have mentioned this, but so that you can see, the font is really small. So the book itself is 658 pages, and we're just gonna do the first 30. So that includes the first two chapters, or the half of the second chapter. The first two chapters are First Sight and Open Book. Miss Meyer was kind enough to actually give us chapter names and a table of contents. Y'all don't see that anymore. So that's been really nice. So I think before I start, I'm just going to read the sort of in-cover synopsis just to get everybody on the same page. I could see how easy it would be to fall into loving Bella. It would be exactly like falling, effortless. That reminds me a lot of was it The Fault in Our Stars? It's then I fell asleep. Then I fell in love like falling asleep, slowly at first and then in an instant. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Not letting myself love her was the opposite of falling. It was pulling myself up a cliff face, hand over hand, the task was grueling as if I had no more than mortal strength. Classic Sullen Edward, we love to see it. When Edward Cullen and Bella Swan, wow, I need to stop drinking, met in Twilight, an iconic love story was born. But until now, fans have heard only Bella's side of the story. At last, readers can experience Edward's version in the long-awaited companion novel, Midnight Sun. So if you were like a twihard like me in the late 2000s, you know that after Breaking Dawn came out, and I think it was the short life of the Brianna chick. I didn't read that story. Anyway, this book was like coming out. She was talking about it, and then apparently somebody leaked it, or like a couple of chapters from it. I thought it was the first 4 chapters, but then as I'm reading it, I feel like it covered literally like 10 chapters. Yeah, it was something, it was like a ridiculous amount of space, but she might have added stuff in between. Anyway, it got leaked. She got mad. She posted what was leaked on her official website, and Biggs was just like, I don't know if I'm ever coming back to this. And that's where we've been for 10 years until she miraculously announced that she has finished the book and will be publishing it. And you know I went and got it. This unforgettable tale, as told through Edward's eyes, takes on a new and decidedly dark twist. Meeting Bella is both the most unnerving and intriguing event he has experienced in all his years as a vampire. As we learn more fascinating details about Edward's past and the complexity of his inner thoughts, we understand why this is the defining struggle of his life. How can he justify following his heart if it means leading Bella into danger? Spooky. So the first 30 pages basically cover the cafeteria scene where, he first notices Bella and he realizes that he can't hear her thoughts. The biology lab scene where he freaks out, him coming back from biology, and then the 30th page stops with him coming back to school. Because, I don't know if you remember from Twilight, so she notices him in the cafeteria. He freaks out in biology. He tries to drop out of the class. They have that whole thing, and then he disappears for a little bit, and then he comes back and and they talk in biology class. So that's literally what the first 30 pages covers. The first 30 pages cover him seeing her, and there's so many it'll be him being in purgatory. It's literally says high school, or was purgatory the right word? It's such the emo drama thing that we love to see. Very, very angsty teen Edward. But and then he explains about seeing Bella and thinking that she's not that great, but he's intrigued because he can't read her thoughts. And then he sees her in biology, and that when he smells her, he goes crazy, and he discusses all these different ways that he's going to kill people. I'm a big vampire purist. I love the idea of vampires killing people, so I'm for it. But you know how he pulled it back, and then this is where he went when those days that Bella was in school without him. He went to Alaska. I feel like that's not spoiling anything. That's just who cares? He went to Alaska, and he decided that he didn't want to run away from his problems because he's a man. There's a lot of masculinity complexes in here. I don't know. I mean, I guess because he's from the 1810s. No, 1910s. He died in 1917, I think, or became a vampire, I should say. So yeah, I digress. And then he comes back and decides that he's going to face his fears, and now he's in the cafeteria, and he's kind of trying to not obsessively stare at Bella, but also trying to figure it out, and he's thinking about her, and literally we end with the 30th page ends with where is it? The 30th page actually ends with Bella coming into the cafeteria, noticing Edward, and then just getting a soda and says that she doesn't feel well, and then sits down. That's how much 30 pages, and that's how far we got in this book. So yeah. My thoughts so far on it, I mean, I was gonna read the book regardless. I'm a twihard. There's no point in denying it. You know, this was my love when I was 17. Now it's gonna be my love when I'm 27. What's not to enjoy? It is very slow. It is very thick. At one point, I do want to kind of do a comparison between Twilight and Midnight Sun, but I do think that she did stick very close to canon and what was in Twilight. She didn't like sneak in anything different. Honestly, the most interesting part about it really is we have been given this idea of what Edward was thinking, his motivations, his thoughts during all of Twilight. You know, his reactions to things, why he got upset. My hair is still a mess. Why he felt some type of way, why he did pursue certain things, why he did certain things. We already have that idea from Twilight. And so it's really nice to see that that's actually not the idea at all. And that's actually not what he was thinking at all. And his perceptions of Bella's reactions. And that's not what Bella was thinking at all. And I think it's a very fun commentary on modern dating and how, you know, one person takes a gesture one way with another person takes the gesture the other way. Like, whole fights have been started by misinterpreting people's reactions to what you're saying or what you're doing. And that's all this book is just seeing how far Edward and Bella were from their understanding of each other, and yet they still came to an understanding. I don't want to get into anything problematic with the book. I don't want to get into anything of like, oh, Edward's in it. I don't care. I'm married. I'm 27. This is no longer my like romantic idol. I'm still gonna read it though, and I'm still gonna enjoy it because that's entertainment. If you guys can have all those 90s rom-coms, I can have Twilight. But yeah, so that is the bare bones preview to Midnight Sun. They already have referenced the pomegranate thing, because you know in every book they like to reference not only the picture but the title. He's already referenced what a Midnight Sun is, but it's past the first 30 pages, so I'm not going to say what it is. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I will be coming out soon with an actual book review and look to go along with it, but I just wanted to give a taste of a preview, and I'll probably do a couple more previews either for books that I'm going to review or books that I'm currently reading. I have a couple lined up. I'm looking back at my bookshelf. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the new Hunger Games book I've read. I'm definitely going to do one on that. I want to do a couple of like author ones, so talking about all their books. A big author that I like is E.E. Schwab, and I think I have all of her work. And so she did just come out with a new book, so I want to go through all the old books that lead up to the new book. I want to do Leah Bardugo. She did the Grisha series that I've read everything for that. I want to do her new book, Ninth House. So I'm a bibliophile. I read a ton of books. I've read the Outlander series. I want to do that in comparison to the TV show. There are so many different things that I want to do, so many different things I want to discuss about books and about makeup and about looks and everything. So if there's any book that you really want to hear or want me to do a review on, please just put it in the comments, send me a DM on Instagram. But yeah, I think that's all I want to say about the series right now. I'll probably do a fuller intro into it when I actually do the full one. But, you know, as for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.